John of Answer the Africa news analyst is back with me in the studio right now. Welcome back. How do you think this is going to play out? I mean, we've heard quite a lot over the past couple of days about Charles Taylor, who's serving 50 years for war crimes here in Britain, in Durham prison, trying to allegedly influence the election.
He can't, number one, because the electorates, to put it simply, are not fools, right? And the events of yesteryear, I believe, are still fresh on their minds. Though his wife, Jewel, ex-wife, Jewel, is George Weah's running mate. I was asked this question earlier today, and I said, look, maybe he could influence his ex-wife, right? Assuming they are elected.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the further decision will rest on George Weah. And I don't believe that that influence peddling could reach George Weah.
Is there any front runner then?
There are no clear front runners, though I would say the incumbent Vice President, Joseph Boakai, is slightly ahead. But indications are there's not going to be an overall winner in today's vote. So it's likely to go into a second round runoff.
It's like, okay, it's Africa's first republic, as we know, and it came out of that brutal 14-year civil war. And as we said there in our introduction, it left 250,000 dead. That was back in 2003. Of course, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has been in charge. And overall, do you think that she has done well? She's certainly played well on the international stage.
Well, she had, she did well internationally, but within Liberia, she had a mammoth task ahead of her. Like you said, the country had just emerged from 14 years of brutal civil war. Infrastructure, civil cohesion, everything had broken down. So it was like starting from scratch, right? And he managed to build some infrastructure, but not enough to lift the economy. But in any case, when he took power, it was 12 years ago, the economy was about 550 million. It is now 4 times that, $2.1 million today.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. But the sad fact is that it hasn't reflected, on the living standards of the people. The vast majority of the people are still made in poverty. Okay, there are no jobs. The population is composed of about 60% youth, right? And of the 60%, about 85% of the youth are unemployed. Those displaced by war, the former combatants who were traumatized by war, they are all unemployed, right? So the poverty is there. Again, the infrastructure, we talk about power, electricity, about majority of people have no access to electricity, and there are incessant power cuts, so that most people rely on diesel generators now. So these are some of the problems. But the most telling aspect is his inability to clamp down on corruption.
This is George Weah in white here. I mean, there are 20 candidates, Jonathan, as you know, and this is voting earlier today with George Weah. So that's, there is the current Vice President, one of the candidates, this George Weah, former World Footballer of the Year, and a model. But as you say, there's no straight front runner yet. I mean, I've been looking at some of the tweets coming out. I mean, his former wife that you have mentioned there, Jewel Howard Taylor, saying that the country needs to get back to an agenda outlined by Charles Taylor. But you're suggesting tonight that people know better than that, and that they wouldn't want to go back to those days.
Yeah, yes, though, look, from what I've been reading, some people believe that their conditions were better during Taylor's time than today. But that doesn't say that they will necessarily like to follow Taylor's policies.
And this is Vice President Boakai here as well. These pictures are just coming into us here at our eyes. So very difficult to say how it'll play out?
It's very difficult. There's no clear front runner. And I believe it will go to a rerun, second round vote, yes.
Okay, Jonathan, thank you very much indeed for sparing the time out to speak to us about this.
You're welcome.
And no doubt we'll have you back to chat about the result as well. Thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.